Quick question to start us off. What's scarier, a horror movie basement or the one you actually have to use? What's up, everyone? This is the Final Cut, your daily post in horror for Friday, January 30th, 2026. Yep, this is our Friday episode and the final episode of the month. Let's close out January properly. Before we jump in, quick love to today's sponsors over at Fanatical, PC games, comic fans, collectors. You still got time to build your own bundles, including the Resident Evil bundle. The Resident Evil Requiem and Deluxe Edition pre-orders are up 18% off. Sign up for their newsletter so you don't miss the drops, and they are happening every day. And it's really for the PC gamers. You know, if you really are a PC gamer, Fanatical is a great place. You can find games on there sometimes for like $1.50. I'm not lying. Even less than that at times. At GRUV, the John Carpenter birthday sale has been extended. We told you guys that yesterday. You've got today and tomorrow to lock in those deals, we think. Don't sleep on it. All right, let's get into today's top stories. First up, we got a funny one. A Chicago woman just traumatized the internet with what might be the most unintentionally terrifying horror content of the year, and I do have something to say about that. It's a TikTok video, now over 7 million views. I watched it. Shows her descending into a shared basement, baseball bat in hand, through exposed wiring, random furniture, mystery doors, and pitch black corridors. People immediately started comparing it to The Conjuring, Barbarian, and honestly, a first-person survival horror game. One commenter summed it up perfectly: just buy new clothes every week. It's not worth it. Now let me pause, okay? I normally don't go off a script, but I have to for this one. I understand that it's viral. I see the appeal. It's a funny video. But let's be honest. If you live in the Midwest, which this young lady is in Chicago, I'm in St. Louis, I can show you guys about 30 basements scarier than that one. That basement is actually not that bad. What you need to do is tell your landlord to put some damn lights down in there so y'all can see and not get hurt. But the basement where I live, I die if I even attempt to go down in there. So while I get it, it might be a little scary, especially if you're a woman by yourself. I totally get that side of the fear. But at the end of the day, come on now. Them basements like that, especially in Chicago, had some of the best EDM funk house parties you could probably ever go to back in the day, and I went to a couple of them. So let's just, pump the brakes a little bit on a scary basement. I feel like basements are supposed to be scary, but so many people redo them with TVs and jacuzzis and saunas and stuff like that they're not really that scary anymore. But take it back to Home Alone, man. Basement's always been scary. But here's my question for you guys. Would you save money on laundry or risk becoming the opening kill in a horror movie? Look, if I got to do my laundry, you're going to have to kill me. Let me know your answers, though, in the comments ahead. Next up, despite a rough critical reception, and I'm actually going to watch it here in a couple hours, Return to Silent Hill might not be done yet. Director Christopher Gans confirmed that a longer director's cut exists, one that allows the film more room to breathe, after producers required the theatrical version to stay under 2 hours, which that is very, very real in this time frame. The film currently sits at 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, but Gans believes time and context may change how it's viewed. We've seen this happen before with cold horror. We've seen this happen before with pop horror. Sometimes the first cut isn't the final word. So let me ask you guys, should flawed horror films get a second life through director's cuts? Or should some doors including ones in basements, stay closed? Let me know your answers in the comments ahead. And finally, first off, no disrespect, I apologize. Horror Movies Uncut has a huge UK audience, and if you guys are watching the final cut, I do not want you to think that I don't ever have something for you. What's up, fam? All right, isn't it? So, for our UK listeners, here's what you guys got. There is a free, ticketed, immersive Scream experience coming to Soho, London for one night only on February 11th, time with the release of Scream 7. The event promises a walkthrough horror experience inspired by Woodsboro, complete with scares, surprises, and strict enter at your own risk energy. It's free, but tickets are limited, and sorry for the young men and women in the UK, it is 18 plus only. So my question for you guys here is very simple. Would you step inside a real world ghost face experience, or is watching it from the seat or the couch enough? And by the way, where are the American ones? I'm sure there's going to be some popping up somewhere. I'm going to need that news to come my way. Let me know your guys' answers in the comments ahead. Today's take: January ended exactly how horror should. Unintentionally terrifying basements, diversive legacy sequels, and franchises that refuse to stay dead. Horror doesn't need perfection, it needs feeling, and this week delivered plenty of it. Before you go, jump into today's Spotify poll. We want to know which is scarier: real life spaces that feel wrong, or fictional horror worlds you can escape from. Vote now, and don't forget you can DM us at HMUNCUT with horror tips or breaking news to be featured on the show. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, and socials. Support the Patreon. And if you missed any episodes this week, now's the time to catch up. And by the way, go see Send Help. And if you get a chance to, also go see Iron Lung. I would love to know what you guys think of both of those films by next week. That's it for the final cut this Friday, and that wraps up January. We'll see you next week with more horror, more madness, and more reasons to keep the lights on. See you then.